Alright, what's up, y'all?
I'm always saying I won't change, but I ain't the same. Everything's different, I can't complain. Don't know what you missing. Shame on you, yeah. Shame on you. Everything's strange. That's just
It's my Cyladeen back at y'all with another video exposing myself on YouTube because this is what I do when I get bored. And today I'm about to hit y'all on how I lost over 50 pounds just being me, you know, doing it. Okay, if you hear little farting noises throughout this video, it's my chair that I'm sitting on. It's not me, I promise. All right, so I think that here I'm gonna show you some before clips of what I looked like before and what I look like now. So check these out. All right, so let's get down to the nitty gritty. This is about to be a quick video. I'm gonna give you guys the beginning, middle, end, and that's it, period. Let it be done. So basically, the picture from my thumbnail is from New Year's. I took that picture on New Year's and I just remember looking at it and just being like, wow. Because you know, when you see yourself, you don't think you look how you really look. Like, you be thinking you look way more bomb than you really look. So I thought I was bomb, right? Like, I always thought I was bomb. And then I just remember that when other people would take pictures of me, I'd just be like, gotta be the camera. I heard the camera adds 50 pounds. So I would just be thinking that it's the camera. Like, I, you know, just was ignoring it for so long. And then I remember one day I weighed myself and I was just like shocked. Like, I just couldn't believe that I had got to that point. Actually, I could because I love food, but I shouldn't have got to that point is what I need to say. And so I remember that around a little bit after that time, I ended up finding out that I was pregnant. And I remember that I was watching a video on YouTube because I watch way too much YouTube and spend way too much time on YouTube. I was watching a video and on the video they were talking about signs that you might have diabetes. And I remember one of the signs was that, like, I don't know, I guess that you have like a dark line on your neck or something like that. And I remember looking in the, you know how you like WebMD everything and you think you're dying? Yeah, that's what I did. So it said that like these whatever signs mean that you have diabetes or you have a pre-existing or you're pre-exposed to having diabetes. And I just remember like looking in the mirror at my neck and I was just like, bro, I'm gonna get diabetes. Like, I'm gonna get diabetes and I'm gonna die. So I know that's a crazy story, but that is actually what made me decide to start dieting. And okay, let me tell you, I'll be the first one to tell you that I freaking hate dieting. Like, I hate eating freaking lettuce and cucumbers all day. Like, I like to eat whatever I want. And I did. I know, crazy, sad. I know, like, you were expecting a story about how I switched over to eating lettuce and grass and cucumbers and tomatoes and I do hot yoga in the weekend. No, I literally just started counting my calories. And people always say like, oh, you can't lose weight eating whatever you want and you gotta change your diet. You should, but I didn't. I literally ate whatever I want. And if you don't have MyFitnessPal, you should get it because that helped me a lot. And MyFitnessPal, I should actually include my thing, my MyFitnessPal, like how you can add me in the description and you can see how many days I ate hot Cheetos. I don't know, it's up to you. But when I say I ate what I want, I ate what I want. But the only difference was that I was self-disciplined enough this time to make sure that I was keeping track of what I was eating versus before, when I would just be eating what I want and just eating copious amounts of it, and it didn't matter to me, and I would just eat as many times a day as I wanted. And obviously you see where that got me. So I would make sure that I didn't, what my calorie limit was 1200. So I would try to stay under 1200, or I would sometimes just go a little bit above. The things I ate weren't good, like I'm telling you, roast me. But I've just never been like that type of person who just like wants to eat all organic and vegan and this and that, but you don't have to. All I did was slightly change the unhealthy choices that I was making, as in like, instead of getting regular hot Cheetos, get baked. You see what I'm saying? You gotta compromise if you wanna lose weight. So I just started eating a lot of baked hot Cheetos, which you'll see if you add me on MyFitnessPal. And I love pizza, so instead of eating just like regular pizza, I would just make it from like a tortilla. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like taking what you normally eat. I mean, I would still eat pizza too, but like make sure you put it in MyFitnessPal. And I would just make sure that either the most that I would go over my 1200 was like maybe 2. And then slowly I started incorporating exercise. So I started looking up like, you know, simple stuff you could do, you know, just to burn some calories. And I just saw that walking was a really good, just like effective way to lose weight. And where I lived at the time, there used to be a bunch of nature trails that you could go on. So I would just literally get off work every day and I would go to the nature trail and I would just like walk for an hour. And I would just do whatever I want. I would just use that time to like think and self-reflect. I would listen to music. I would watch YouTube. And I literally would just do that every single day, even if I didn't want to. I still like dragged myself. On Saturday mornings, I would still drag myself to that trail, and I would walk. I would drink a lot of water. Water is also an important part of that journey. I started drinking so much more water, and I started keeping a jug, like a boring freaking everybody's heard of it jug that you fill up with water, and I would just keep it in the fridge. That way I can constantly be drinking water. I would always be drinking and refilling water bottles. Water. Water is also good for the skin. We love her. And then, so basically what happened was a few months later, not a few months later, like after I gave birth, I was still like, when I gave birth, I was like basically still at my highest weight. I was like, you know, when you give birth, you gain a lot of weight. So after I gave birth to my daughter, I was huge. I will put a picture. And so after my daughter was born, I decided to start upping the, I had moved away from where I lived, where I would go on the trails, and I decided to start incorporating a little bit heavier exercise. So after my daughter was born, I started to clean up my eating a lot more. I was eating broccoli is my go-to. I love broccoli, and I love the frozen broccoli that you can get from Walmart. And I would just eat frozen broccoli and make my freaking healthy weird pizza, and I could eat that for like multiple meals a day. And so instead of meeting my going over my calories, I started staying at my calories or eating less than my calories. So I started at 1200 being the amount that I should eat to lose weight. So I was eating less than, and I wasn't depriving myself, because the stuff that I was eating, since I had replaced so much of what was bad, so since I had replaced like all the dough from a pizza with just like one like wheat flour tortilla that cut like 400 calories into like a little 60 calorie pizza, and then, you know, throw some 30 calorie broccoli in there, and I'd have whole meal. Like, it was great. cup of water, I'd be good. And so I would eat that like multiple times a day. I would eat protein burgers. Protein burgers are my jam. Burgers without the bun, my favorite thing. Don't find me on this, I would win. So I started eating protein burgers, the freaking healthy pizzas. I don't eat the healthy pizzas anymore. Like, that was good and all, but I gave up. And then I started weighing myself regularly, and that actually helped me start dropping weight as soon after I had my daughter. And then after a few weeks, probably like a month or two after I had her, I started going to the gym. And I feel like people kind of noticed that I was losing weight before, you know, I had my daughter and I was going walking, but I feel like going to the gym is what changed my body the most, as far as just, I don't know, making it look leaner and like better in the places that I wanted to look, because walking was just cardio, so I was just like a little slimmer, but I feel like you couldn't really tell the difference that much, just because cardio is just like, I don't know, straight weight loss. You're not really sculpting, you're not really doing anything. So once I started going to the gym, I started to focus on areas that I wanted to shrink and areas that I wanted to be bigger. And I feel like that's what transformed my body. That, along with changing my eating habits, not completely, I pretty much eat what I want, but I obviously do it in moderation now. Obviously, I still have a, you know, little chin, but she's not huge, you know, she's not huge. She's just regular. And I definitely think that now that I have lost over 50 pounds, I'm not necessarily more confident, because I didn't have a problem with confidence before, but I definitely think that I have more energy, and I definitely did it so that I can have more energy to run around with my daughter and a lot of other things. But I definitely feel like, obviously, this has only benefited me, and if you want any advice or if you're needing any help or encouragement, hit me up. I'm here for you, because hot girl summer gotta come one day, okay? My name is Cyladeen. Thanks for tuning in for another video of me telling you how I lost 50 pounds. Thanks for watching. I love y'all.